José Copyright Na Copyrights to Pa Pékerman Krimen is an Argentine football coach and an ex-football player. As a youth-level coach for Argentina, he won the FIFA World Youth Championship 3 times, and the U20 South American Youth Championship twice. He coached the Argentina national football team in the 2006 World Cup and became coach of the Colombian national football team officially in the beginning of 2012. Career as a player: Pa Pékerman's career as a footballer was uneventful. A midfielder, he played from 1970 to 1974 for Argentina's juniors, scoring 12 goals in 134 matches. He was transferred to Independiente Medellín, in Colombia, where he scored 15 goals in 101 matches. His career as a player ended at age 28 with a serious knee injury. Pa Pékerman was then forced to support himself and his family with various odd jobs, including a stint as a taxi driver. Coaching career: youth coaching. Back in Argentina, he worked as a youth coach for xomôsse juniors and then occupied the same position with Argentina's juniors. He then moved to Chile to coach Colo-Colo's youth divisions. In 1994, he was offered to coach the Argentinian national under-20 and under-17 sides by the Argentine Football Association. This caused some surprise as his raw copyright did not include any major achievements at this stage. He teamed up with Hugo Tocali and coach Eduardo Urtasun. Pa Pékerman's success, however, silenced the critics. His under-20 team won the FIFA World Youth Championship 3 times, 1995, 1997, and 2001, thus giving the names to his 3 pet dogs, Qatar, Malaysia and Argentina. The team also won the 2 South American Youth Championships in 1997 and 1999. When the national coach Daniel Passarella resigned after the 1998 FIFA World Cup, Pa Pékerman was offered his position. He declined, assuming instead the position of general manager of all national teams. Marcelo Bielsa was hired as coach on Pa Pékerman's recommendation, and remained in charge until after Argentina's gold medal performance in the 2004 Summer Olympics. In 2003, Pa Pékerman moved to Spain at the behest of Argentine businessman Daniel Grinbank, who had acquired Spanish second division side Club Deportivo Laguna xomôsse. After a few months as director of football, the project crumbled, and Pa Pékerman left Spain. When Bielsa resigned as coach, Pa Pékerman was one of the 2 candidates for the coaching job, alongside Carlos Bianchi, who had left Boca Juniors a few months earlier, and wanted to take a sabbatical year away from football. World Cup 2006: On September 15, 2004, Pa Pékerman was named coach of the Argentina national football team, which qualified for the 2006 FIFA World Cup. They dominated its initial group stage matches and drew with the Netherlands, emerging on top of their group on goals difference. The Albicelestes moved on to the knockout round, beating Mexico 2-1 in a comeback victory. In the quarter-finals, Argentina went ahead 1-0 against the host nation Germany, but shortly before the end of the match Germany equalized through a Miroslav Klose header. Germany would go on to win on penalties, sending Argentina out of the tournament. Pa Pékerman made defensive substitutions including taking off Juan Roman Riquelme for Esteban Cambiasso. After the loss, Pa Pékerman announced his resignation as Argentine national football coach. AFA boss Julio Grondona tried to dissuade Pa Pékerman from leaving. It was later announced that Alfio Basile, who coached Argentina during the 1994 FIFA World Cup, would replace him as coach. Post-World Cup, on May 30, 2007, Pa Pékerman resumed his coaching career, taking up the position of head coach of Club Toluca in Mexico, replacing fellow Argentine arma copyright Rico Gallego. At the end of the Clausura 2008 tournament he was replaced by José Manuel de la Torre. On February 23, 2009, he was appointed as the head coach of UANL Tigres after the sacking of Manuel Lapuente following a series of bad results. After the end of Clausura 2009, Pa Pékerman was dismissed as coach of UANL Tigres and was replaced by Daniel Guzman. In July 2010, it had been reported that Krimen was in serious talks with the Australian National Association football team, as well as talks with the Japan national football team about taking over the role as senior manager following the resignation of the respective coaches from each nation. 2014 World Cup cycle and becoming coach of Colombia. In January 2012, Pékerman became the new coach of the Colombian national football team, replacing ousted coach Leonel Alvarez. Pékerman was the third coach of the Colombian team during the South American World Cup qualifiers. For his first match, a friendly against Mexico, Pennsylvania, Krimen impressed, having the Colombian team completely take control of the friendly with a 2-0 victory. In his first qualifying match for the 2014 World Cup, a struggling Colombia managed to win 1-0 over Peru in Lima. However, Pékerman was criticized for using a long-range style of play rather than a close midfield passing control. This resulted in a weak Colombian side who lost to Ecuador 1-0 away from home, his first loss. On his first home game, Pékerman made an astonishing comeback as Colombia demolished Copa America 2011 champions Uruguay with a score of 4-0 as the seventh round of the South American World Cup qualifiers started. Under his direction, Colombia also won 3-1 to the local Chilean team and 2-0 to Paraguay in Barranquilla. A few days later, Pékerman experimented without many star players such as Radamel Falcao and James Rodriguez against Cameroon, resulting in a comfortable 3-0 home victory. For the last match for 2012 and his debut year, Pékerman created an interesting 1-1 draw result with 2014 World Cup hosts Brazil while missing two star players. In the opening match for 2013, Pékerman experimented again, this time against a weak Guatemala. Pékerman used only subs in a 4-1 victory, giving a penalty and without using senior starters such as Radamel Falcao. During the next round of qualifiers, Pékerman continued with a promising 4-2-2-2 formation that led Colombia into crashing Bolivia in a 5-0 home victory. Pékerman however decided to use a different formation, which led to a shocking 0-1 loss to rivaling neighbors Venezuela in an away match. He was heavily criticized for experimenting again during a World Cup qualifying match that cost them second place, into third. Regardless, Pékerman assured better results in the future. In the match against his home nation Argentina, Pékerman changed the lineup and formation to better deal with the South American giants, resulting in a difficult 0-0 draw. Pékerman was questioned once again with certain lineup choices. After Colombia qualified for the World Cup in a 3-3 tie against Chile at home, Pékerman expressed his joy for helping Colombia return to the World Cup for the first time in 16 years, considering it to be one of the greatest joys in his life. Following Colombia's qualification, Pékerman received Colombian citizenship from Juan Manuel Santos, President of Colombia. Colombia won all three of its group matches and went on to defeat Uruguay in the round of 16 before losing to the host nation of Brazil in the quarter-finals. Honours: Manager, Argentina U20, South American Youth Championship, 1997, 1999, FIFA U20 World Cup, 1995, 1997, 2001, Argentina, FIFA Confederations Cup, runner-up 2005, Individual, South American Coach of the Year, 2012, 2013, IFFHS Best National Coach of the Year nominee, 2013, Management Style and Legacy. Pékerman is known for his tactical management style, often selecting the players that fit his style of coaching, thus he is less biased on how talented a player is. However, despite his mindset, Pékerman makes very controversial selections with lineups against certain teams. This is strongly supported by the fact that he experimented a lot with the Argentinian youth squads when he was coaching them, but reflects these methods with senior squad teams, both club and nation. One example is his change in formation and strategy, despite having previous success with each respective formation and strategy that he has enjoyed success with by a given team. Before the 2006 World Cup began, Krimen made controversial decisions of dropping established defenders Javier Zanetti and Walter Samuel. When Argentina was eliminated by Germany in the quarter-final, His substitution decision caused storms of criticism, as well. Despite the dramatic loss, ʻpekerman was still hailed by many fans and press as a very effective coach, and the ʻpekerman era is regarded as one that brought a lot of pride to the country. His team lost its temper after the elimination and started a huge brawl, which was believed to be one of the major factors that caused his resignation. While starting with the Colombian national team, Pékerman had made impressive starts, winning 4 of his 5 games, only losing 1, while becoming a hero in Colombia for renewing the golden generation that existed in the 1990s. He has been dubbed as a Superman icon for his impressive victories. However, Colombians have also criticized and questioned his choices regarding certain lineups. One example is his questionable change in strategy with Colombia's winning formula against Bolivia in the 2014 World Cup qualifiers, where Colombia won 5-0 but lost to Venezuela days later after abandoning the promising formula. Pékerman has been particularly unlucky in terms of his team unregistered trademark S opponents as a World Cup manager. His Argentina team in 2006 and his Colombia team in 2014 both had to face the World Cup host nations in the quarter-finals. Personal life: Pékerman was born in Villa d'Ormanhuez, Entre Ríos. His grandparents immigrated from Ukraine and settled in the Jewish agricultural colonies of Entre Ríos province. Pékerman is Jewish. Distant relative of public figure, José Pékerman. Following Colombia's qualification for the 2014 FIFA World Cup, Pékerman stated his desire to be naturalized Colombian, which was granted by President Juan Manuel Santos the following day. References. External links: Biography by FIFA, Spanish, about Pékerman.